2.0, Humanity 2.0, Anthony Serial.
Minutes, 30 seconds. That's the only opportunity I have. That's all the time that we have to spend together, and this is how we spend it. I mean, not like this. That would be absurd, of course. Who could eat like this or walk around like this, let alone drive like this? Now this is way more familiar. Essentially the same. Talk to me, I'm not listening. Show me something, I'm not looking. I would reach out to you, I would embrace you with a handshake or a hug, but my hands are a little bit busy. Contest chair, dignitaries. This is Humanity 2.0. Connected to everything, disconnected from everyone. Farewells that never follow, hellos that never happen. What are your fears? Hunger? Homelessness? Severe bodily injury, perhaps? I mention these because in my life, however short it's been, I have actually endured all of these. From 9 to 12, I was homeless, looking for food in trash cans, sleeping under overpasses or stairwells. Homelessness, hunger, severe bodily injury. Half of my left hand doesn't even function. But you see, what got me through all those moments was knowing that eventually, as long as I remained positive, things would get better. Now, I asked you about your fears, and I will tell you what crippling fear I suffer from. I am terrified of toddlers with tablets and infants with iPhones. Even our school-age children, the only book most kids bother to read is Facebook. And it's a sign of things to come. You see, those before and even those speakers after me will probably talk about loss of an individual. I'm talking about loss of entire opportunities. As we speak right now, I mentioned how children are using electronic devices. Toy stores are closing. I mentioned how our children don't bother to read. The literacy rate is declining, dropout rate increasing. Libraries, bookstores are closing. See, we talk about and ask from our politicians to increase opportunities for employment, but we don't realize that our decisions are slowly eliminating our future options. Where does it go from there? We talk about our children. We talk about having connections with others. Facebook, a website that shows you have 437 friends, but all it takes is a flat tire at 437 to show how many friends we really have. You see, what saddens me is being in a room that gets emptier as people enter. Because everyone's there. No one's there. And you'll ask, how did it get this way? I'll show you. Hi, yeah, what's wrong? Well, because you're calling me. You never call me. Don't you know I just text? That's what I do. Well, I mean, I know I bought this expensive device, $600, that makes and receive calls, but there's 100 things I'm doing with it that have nothing to do with that. You see, Alexander Graham Bell is rolling in his grave right now. Talk about emojis. If we went back in time and said, by the way, I know you're working really hard so that people can hear their voice in real time, what we end up doing is expressing ourselves through punctuation marks. And that's how people know how we feel. Okay. So let's say, for instance, next situation, you're at dinner with a friend, they're talking to you, they got dressed, they set their time, they're talking, you're over there. Because no matter where you go, there's at least 17 TV screens. Remember, you left your house, the television and the couch to go to a restaurant for a booth seating with televisions. Essentially the same thing, more expensive than cooking at home though. They're talking, you're over there. Finally, they get up the nerve and ask you, what are you watching? I don't know, a badminton tournament in Ireland? It doesn't really matter because it's a screen. I'm not really following it, but apparently this is more important than talking to you. And finally, you're sitting at home for a long day. That was an interesting hour and 40 minutes of Adam Sandler and Drew Barrymore, starting with cheesy jokes and her being the love interest of 20 years. Now, I could get up from this couch and make all my hopes, dreams, and aspirations come true, or I could just press right and enter, and there's another hour and a half soaked up by a TV screen. That's how it got that way. See, big problems start off small, but luckily, so do solutions. And who's going to offer solutions on a silver platter? This guy. Thank you cards, already stamped, because remember, technology got you through convenience and accessibility. Already stamped. Send them to your friends, your family, your relatives, to anyone. Along with that, there's a list of challenges, simple things. Invite people over for a game night. Introduce yourself to your neighbors. It's really simple gestures. That's how it got this way. That's the way we're going to be able to solve the problems. I'm not asking you to disconnect. I'm asking you to reconnect. I'm asking you to avoid situations where you miss the opportunity to say hello because you're blind, deaf,